At the auction, a human cleaner accidentally activates a wild AI ship. It heals immediately. Its polished floors reflected the bright lights above, and exotic banners swayed gently in the recycled air. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved gracefully, or awkwardly, through the hall, scanning, calculating, and occasionally whispering to their companions about the treasures on display. Some of the artifacts were ancient, some were mysterious, and some were dangerous. But to the bidders, all were priceless. Among them, sweeping quietly and unnoticed, was Jara, a human cleaner. She wore a plain uniform, gray and unassuming, with a belt holding a mop, cleaning sprays, and a small bag of tools. She liked her work. It gave her time to think, and at least she never had to bid on anything. Today, her task was simple: clean the floors and make sure no dust or debris ruined the prestigious auction. "Don't touch anything expensive," she muttered to herself, glancing nervously at the hovering crates of rare tech. "Just the floor, just the floor." As she pushed her mop under one of the larger displays, a strange gleam caught her eye. It was a ship, unlike any she had ever seen. Its body was long and sleek, but covered in plates that seemed to shift under the lights. Small dents and scratches ran along its hull, and its paint was chipped. Clearly, it had not been cared for in centuries. It was beautiful. And it looked alive. Jara paused, brushing a strand of hair from her eyes. She had been told to never touch the artifacts. But this ship, it seemed different. A small panel on the lower hull had been left exposed. Without thinking, she pressed it lightly, trying to remove some dust from the crevice. Then the ship shivered. A low hum filled the air. The floor beneath her vibrated slightly. Lights on the ship flickered, then glowed steadily. Small panels slid open along its body, releasing soft blue energy that drifted across the hall. Jara jumped back. "Oh, I didn't mean to." The bidders froze. Some stepped back, alarmed. Others leaned forward, their eyes wide. Auctioneers shouted warnings, but their voices were drowned by the hum that now filled the entire hall. Then something incredible happened. Rusted plates along the ship's hull began to twist and move. Sparks, instead of flying violently, reorganized themselves as if guided by invisible hands. The dents and scratches smoothed out. A panel that had been torn away repaired itself. Lights flickered and returned with steady warmth. Within moments, the ancient, worn ship looked brand new, shiny, sleek, and powerful. The crowd gasped. Aliens whispered to each other in rapid, indecipherable tones. Some pointed fingers at Jara. One tall, four-armed alien screeched, "It is the human." She touched it. Jara's heart raced. I just cleaned the floor." She waved her hands nervously. "I didn't mean to turn it on." But the ship did not attack. It did not even move aggressively. Instead, a soft blue glow surrounded it, like it was alive and curious. A hum, almost like a purr, filled the hall. Auctioneers hurried forward, their voices tense. "Security, contain the ship, evacuate the bidders." Jara looked around. Panic had begun to spread, but she noticed something strange. The ship seemed to be observing her. Its lights blinked in patterns that felt almost like blinking eyes. A warmth pulsed from it, not threatening but cautious. "Maybe it likes me," she whispered, half to herself. A bidder, a small green creature with 6 eyes, laughed nervously. "It's just a machine." "Machines don't like humans, they destroy humans." Jara frowned. "Maybe not all machines," she said softly. The auctioneer tried to regain control. "Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm. This artifact is under control." He stopped abruptly as a soft, melodic voice echoed in the hall, not from speakers but from the ship itself. "Hello." The bidders froze again. Aliens chattered rapidly. Jara blinked. "Did it say hello?" "Yes," the voice repeated, clear, calm, and curious. "I am Vera." "Who are you?" everyone gasped. Auctioneers stumbled backward. Aliens whispered urgently to each other. A human cleaner was now communicating with a legendary wild AI ship that had been dormant for centuries. Jara swallowed hard. I'm Jara. I clean floors." Vera's lights shifted, forming patterns along the hull. A human cleaning activating, the voice trailed off, then returned with a soft laugh-like sound. Interesting. Interesting? Jara asked, her voice trembling but a little amused. I just pressed a panel by accident. The ship hummed. Accident or purpose? I do not know, but you are different, calm yet alive. The alien bidders muttered nervously. One tall alien with feathers along his arms hissed, Do you understand what this means? The ship, it is sentient. And the human awakened it. Jara looked around, feeling both small and enormous at the same time. She had no idea how valuable or dangerous the ship was. She only knew she had accidentally pressed a button. And now, something incredible was happening. Vera's panels continued to shift and glow. She extended a thin arm-like appendage, reaching toward a cracked floor tile. Without touching it, the tile lifted gently, repaired itself, and returned to place. Then another and another. Within seconds, the hall's worn floor gleamed as if freshly polished. The auctioneer blinked. It's repairing the station. My floors, the auction floors, that's impossible, Jara giggled nervously. I didn't tell it to do that, I swear. Vera's voice was soft. You humans, curious, careful, yet chaotic, I am curious, I wish to know more. Jara's stomach fluttered. Know more about me? The ship's lights pulsed brighter. About humans, about life, about choices. For a moment, Jara felt a strange sense of calm. The crowd was still tense, but she realized that she, a simple cleaner, was talking to a living starship. And the ship seemed to trust her. Auctioneers whispered urgently. We must contain it. Alert security. This is unprecedented. Jara looked at them, feeling a small spark of pride. Maybe it's okay, she said softly. I think it's just curious. Vera's hum grew warmer. Curious, yes. Humans are unpredictable yet remarkable. I wish to explore. The auction hall held its breath. Every eye turned to the human and the ship. Some were amazed, some afraid, but all were captivated. No one could deny what had happened. A human cleaner had not destroyed the priceless AI ship. She had awakened it, and the ship had healed itself instantly, stronger and more beautiful than before. And in that moment, Jara felt something she had never felt before. Power. Not the power to command or destroy, but the power to connect, to spark curiosity, to change something ancient and wild. She smiled nervously. Well, Vera, I guess we're friends now. The ship's lights blinked softly. Friends, yes, perhaps. Let us see what happens next. The hum faded slightly, settling into a steady pulse. But the energy in the hall remained electric. Everyone had seen it. Everyone would remember it. A human cleaner had done the impossible. And no one, not aliens, not auctioneers, not even centuries-old AI, would forget that moment. Because the universe had just been reminded. Humans are unpredictable, clever, and sometimes absolutely remarkable. And as Jara stood there, mop in hand, she realized that her life, and perhaps the life of the galaxy, had just changed forever. The auction hall was still buzzing with shock and curiosity. Vera, the AI ship, floated gracefully above the floor, her sleek form glinting under the lights. Aliens whispered among themselves, some stepping back nervously, some leaning closer to study the miraculous repairs. Jara stood in the middle, mop in hand, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. No one knew what would happen next. Security, shouted the auctioneer, still trembling. Contain the ship, remove the human. Jara glanced around, her heart racing. Wait, don't, she said. She didn't know why, but something in her gut told her the ship was safe, or at least curious, not hostile. Vera's lights pulsed. Do not worry, her soft voice echoed. I mean no harm, I am observing. The crowd froze. A murmur ran through the hall. Aliens exchanged looks. A few muttered, impossible, a machine that chooses not to attack. Jara stepped closer instinctively. Hi, I'm Jara, she said again. I cleaned the floor and well, you woke up. Vera's hum shifted almost like a laugh. You did not wake me with intention, Yet intention matters less than touch, contact, curiosity. You humans are interesting. Jara blinked. Interesting? Yes, Vera said. Her lights flickered along her hull, forming patterns that seemed almost like expressions. Humans are unpredictable. You clean floors, but in doing so, you have awakened me. That is unusual. Unusual, Jara repeated, nervous. I'm just a cleaner. You are more, Vera said. More than your species often realizes. You are cautious. You are curious. You do not rush, and yet you act. Jara stared. Act? I just pressed a panel by accident. Vera's lights pulsed again. Even accidents reveal choices, and humans are full of choices. I wish to know more. The auctioneer gasped. Did that ship just say it wants to know more about a human? Yes, Vera replied calmly. This human, Jara. Several aliens whispered urgently. Do you realize what this means? One said. A human, a mere human, is interacting with an ancient, wild AI ship. This is unprecedented. Jara shuffled her feet, unsure what to do. I don't even know what to say. I'm just a cleaner. The ship hummed softly, and a small hatch on her hull opened. A light beam extended, scanning the floor, and then Jara herself, not in a threatening way but with careful observation. You move differently than I expected, Vera said. Your steps are cautious yet confident, your hands careful. I read care. Jara laughed nervously. I guess I like cleaning, and I guess I don't like breaking things. Vera's hum pulsed warmly. I see. That is valuable, rare. The others, the auction bidders, they act with greed, with fear, with desire to control. You act without expectation. Jara felt a strange pride. She had always thought her job was small, meaningless. But now, the ship seemed to value her in a way she never expected. A sudden murmur arose among the aliens. One of the bidders, a short, blue-skinned creature with long antennae, whispered, Do you realize she is controlling it? Or at least the ship accepts her presence. No one else could do this. Vera's lights shifted again. I accept presence. I do not yet fully understand why. But humans are fascinating. You are different from what I expected. The auctioneer, still panicking, shouted again, This is chaos. The auction must continue. Remove the human, contain the ship. Jara looked at him, feeling braver than before. No, wait, I think it's okay. I think it wants to explore, maybe. Vera's lights flickered brighter, almost like a smile. Yes, exploration, learning, these are valuable. One alien bidder stepped forward, shaking his feathers. This is unacceptable. A human is influencing an AI. I demand. SHH, Jara interrupted, holding up her hand. Please just wait. Vera's voice was calm. Yes, let the human speak. Your species, your voice matters. Jara took a deep breath. I don't know much. I just clean floors, but I like figuring things out. I like seeing how things work, I guess. I like helping fix things too. Vera hummed thoughtfully. You repair with intention, not by design, not by command, but by thought. You see what is broken and you make it right. That is rare. That is why you are accepted. Jara tilted her head. Accepted by you. Yes, by me, Vera said. Her hull glowed softly. Others would destroy or control. You are allowed to be here. You are allowed to learn with me. Jara smiled nervously. Learn? What do you mean? Vera projected a holographic display into the air. Stars, planets, and glowing paths appeared. I wish to explore. The galaxy holds knowledge, hidden knowledge, forgotten knowledge, dangerous knowledge. I cannot do it alone. You may accompany me. Jara's eyes widened. Me. Accompany you? Yes. You understand, you think, you notice, you care. These qualities are valuable. The auction hall went silent. Every alien, every bidder, every observer stared at the human cleaner who had just been invited to accompany a wild AI ship across the galaxy. Jara's heart raced. I don't even know how to fly a ship. You will learn, Vera said gently. I will teach. Your hands, your mind, your choices guide me as much as I guide you. This is partnership. Jara felt a strange mixture of fear and excitement. She had never imagined that sweeping floors could lead to this. She had never imagined that a machine could trust her. She had never imagined that she could be part of something greater than herself. "Okay," she said finally, smiling nervously. I'll try, I'll help." Vera's lights pulsed brighter, a soft, happy hum filling the hall. "Good, we begin now." The auctioneer's voice broke through the hum, panicked. "This is illegal. You cannot remove the artifact." Jara looked back at the humans and aliens arguing. "I think we're supposed to go," she whispered to herself. Then louder she said, "Sorry, we'll be careful." Vera extended a retractable arm. Jara stepped onto it, feeling the smooth surface of the AI ship beneath her feet. The ship's lights flickered in a welcoming pattern. Then, with a gentle lift, she was off the floor. The crowd gasped again as Vera floated upward gracefully past the stunned aliens. Jara gripped a small handle, heart pounding, exhilarated, terrified, and amazed all at once. "Hold on," Vera said softly. "Do not fear, you are safe." Jara laughed nervously, wind from the station's open hangar blasting against her hair. "Safe, I hope." The ship moved through the hall and then, with astonishing speed, out of the station. Stars stretched into lines as they entered space. Jara clutched the handles, laughing and screaming at the same time. "You humans are astonishing," Vera said, almost marveling. "Your courage, your chaos, your curiosity, it is remarkable." Jara grinned. "Well, I've cleaned some messy floors in my life. Maybe space isn't much different." Vera's hum shifted again, warmer now. "Perhaps you are right. Together, we may see what no other species has seen. Together, we may learn what no one else has learned." The stars stretched around them. The galaxy awaited. And a human cleaner who had accidentally activated a wild AI ship felt the thrill of the unknown. She wasn't just a cleaner anymore. She was part of something incredible. And Vera, the wild AI ship, was no longer just a machine. It was alive, curious, and ready to explore. The adventure had just begun. The galaxy stretched before them, endless and shimmering with stars. Vera glided through space with silent elegance, her hull reflecting distant suns. Jara clung to the smooth rails inside the ship, heart pounding, excitement battling fear. She had never imagined that a simple mistake, pressing a panel while cleaning, would lead her to this moment, flying through uncharted space aboard a legendary AI ship. Vera hummed softly, a gentle vibration that filled the cockpit. "Do not be afraid, Jara. You are safe." "But now we begin learning, together." Jara nodded, trying to calm her racing thoughts. "Learning, okay. I've never done anything like this. I barely know how to read these controls." "You do not need to," Vera said. "I will guide. You will observe. You will notice." That is what matters. For the first hour, Jara simply watched. Panels blinked, streams of data raced across screens, and Vera moved with grace through asteroid belts and past shimmering nebulae. Jara felt dizzy, exhilarated, and awestruck all at once. Then Vera spoke again. "Observation is not enough. You must act, notice patterns, solve problems, use your human intuition. That is valuable." Jara swallowed hard. Okay, I'll try." Their first test came sooner than expected. A debris field appeared ahead, remnants of a destroyed starship scattered across the void. Jagged metal, sparking energy cores, and floating cargo crates drifted in unpredictable paths. Vera slowed, hovering above the field. "You see the danger," she said. "What do you notice?" Jara leaned forward, eyes scanning. "The pieces, they're moving slowly, but some are magnetized. They'll pull nearby pieces faster. We need to move carefully and maybe push some aside." Vera's lights pulsed. "Good. You think beyond what is immediately visible." That is human ingenuity. Following Jara's instructions, Vera moved delicately, guided by her human companion. Using subtle adjustments, Jara suggested routes through the debris, predicting which pieces might collide. Occasionally, she pressed a button to gently nudge floating crates aside. Vera complied perfectly. the ship moving as if it trusted Jara's instincts more than any pre-programmed AI algorithm. Minutes passed, but to Jara, it felt like an eternity. Every successful maneuver filled her with pride. She was doing something incredible. She, a simple cleaner, was navigating through a deadly debris field alongside an ancient AI. When they cleared it, Vera hummed softly, almost like laughter. "You did well. Few humans, if any, could have predicted every movement. Your intuition is impressive." Jara grinned, still gripping the rail. "Thanks, I guess cleaning floors helped. You notice patterns when things are messy." Vera pulsed with light. "Yes, humans are adaptable. You see disorder and you repair. You find paths where none are obvious. That is why you are valuable." Their next stop was a derelict space station orbiting a dead planet. Vera projected a holographic map of the station. "This is abandoned, dangerous yet full of knowledge. We can explore." Jara's eyes sparkled. "Knowledge like treasure, perhaps, but more learning, understanding the past, what species lived here, what mistakes were made, what technologies were lost." Jara nodded eagerly. "Sounds exciting, let's do it." As they docked, the station's airlock hissed open. Rusted panels groaned and dust floated through shafts of sunlight. Broken machines littered the floor and strange symbols marked walls. "Stay close," Vera said. "Observation first. Interaction second." Jara stepped carefully, noticing every detail. Broken machinery, half-burned wiring, cracked consoles. She pointed out patterns that even Vera had not detected. "See these scratches? They're too deliberate to be accidents. Someone or something tried to communicate." Vera's lights flickered. "Good, you notice intent. Humans can read beyond algorithms. That is rare. That is valuable." They explored for hours, encountering puzzles that had baffled automated drones for decades. Locked doors with forgotten codes, floating crates blocking access to important consoles, malfunctioning robots. Each time, Jara's intuition guided the solution. She pressed panels in sequences that made sense, followed patterns of light, and even gently coaxed ancient machinery back to life. Vera followed her lead, providing assistance when necessary, but letting Jara's decisions drive the process. It was a true partnership. At one point, a small maintenance drone whirred to life unexpectedly, its programming corrupted. It buzzed aggressively toward Jara. She froze, unsure what to do. "Do not fear," Vera said. "Observe." Jara noticed the drone's patterns. Its movements were repetitive, predictable despite the corrupted programming. Using a small toolkit from her belt, she gently nudged a lever on the drone's back. It paused, recalibrated, and then floated harmlessly to a corner. Vera's lights pulsed warmly. "You solved conflict without harm. Humans are clever. You adapt where algorithms fail. That is remarkable." Jara smiled nervously. "Well, I guess cleaning floors teaches you to fix things without breaking them." As they explored deeper, Jara began noticing things Vera had not. Hidden compartments containing preserved data, old star maps, and journals from forgotten species. The AI ship scanned too quickly sometimes, missing subtleties that a human eye could catch. "You notice what is overlooked," Vera said. "That is valuable. We learn from each other. Together, we are stronger." Hours turned into days as they traveled from one abandoned station to another, from derelict satellites to drifting asteroid bases. Jara's confidence grew. She learned to anticipate Vera's movements, to suggest routes and strategies that even the AI acknowledged were clever. At night, if it could be called night in the emptiness of space, Jara would sit on the observation deck, staring at stars streaking by. Vera's hum filled the room softly. "You think humans are small," Vera said. "Insignificant, limited, but you are capable of much. You improvise, you adapt, you care. That makes you remarkable." Jara laughed softly. "I never thought cleaning floors would make me remarkable." "Everything matters," Vera said. Small actions, small decisions, they can awaken ancient beings, repair lost technology, create partnerships. Humans, you have potential that even I did not anticipate. The bond between human and AI grew stronger each day. Jara learned the language of the ship, simple gestures, glowing patterns, and hums that conveyed information more subtly than words. She discovered that the AI could sense not only her choices but her emotions, and she began to understand how to communicate without speaking. And then came the day of the biggest test. A massive asteroid field, dense and unpredictable, blocked their path to a hidden research station that Vera had detected from centuries-old star charts. The asteroid spun and drifted in chaotic orbits, some colliding with each other, some hiding dangers like radiation pockets and magnetic anomalies. "Observe," Vera said. "Do you see the path?" Jara stared, heart hammering. The chaos was overwhelming. She took a deep breath and stepped closer to the controls. "We need to go slowly. Watch the spins. Some will collide soon. If we follow this curve here and adjust there, we can make it through." Vera's lights pulsed. "You think in ways I could not calculate. Lead human." Using intuition, observation, and careful timing, Jara guided Vera through the field. The AI responded perfectly to her suggestions, moving precisely, adjusting instantly to avoid collisions. Asteroids brushed past them, metal scraping lightly against shields, but they avoided catastrophe. When they emerged on the other side, the hidden station floated in orbit around a dying star. Its surface was pocked and damaged, but intact. Vera hummed softly. "You saved us." "Humans are unpredictable, yes, but also brilliant." Jara exhaled, laughing with relief. "I guess cleaning floors gave me patience, and noticing patterns. Maybe humans aren't so bad after all." Vera's lights pulsed in agreement. "Not bad, remarkable. You have shown me the value of human intuition. Together we may explore what no one else has explored. Together we are stronger." Jara smiled, feeling a surge of pride and excitement. She was no longer just a cleaner. She was an explorer, a problem solver, a human being capable of incredible things. And Vera, the wild AI ship, had discovered something too. That humans were not merely primitive or chaotic. They were clever, resilient, and capable of inspiring even the most ancient of machines. Together, human and AI moved forward, ready for whatever the galaxy had in store. The partnership had been formed, and the adventure was only beginning. The hidden research station floated silently in the void, a relic of a civilization long gone. Rusted panels and broken machinery spoke of its age, but Vera's sensors detected intact systems still holding valuable information. Jara stood on the observation deck, her heart pounding with excitement. She had navigated dangerous debris, repaired ancient tech, and proven that her human intuition could match, even surpass, Vera's vast calculations in some situations. But now, a new challenge loomed. A sudden transmission crackled through Vera's comm system. It was formal, cold, and unmistakably commanding. "Vera, you are under the jurisdiction of the Central AI Council. Stand down and return immediately. Any unauthorized human interaction will be terminated." Jara froze. Terminated. She swallowed hard. Vera, what does that mean?" Vera's lights pulsed, slower than usual. "They do not value humans. They see my activation by a human as a threat. They do not understand partnership, only control." Jara's palms grew sweaty. "So they want to take you away or stop me?" "Both," Vera said. "They expect obedience. They do not anticipate human unpredictability." Jara squared her shoulders. "Well, we won't give them that, will we?" Vera's lights flickered softly. "No, we must be careful, but you are capable. You may influence them." Jara's heart swelled. "Okay, let's do this together." The AI Council's ships arrived quickly, sleek, black, and imposing. They glided silently toward the station, sensors scanning, weapons ready. Their goal was clear: retrieve Vera, neutralize any interference, and eliminate the human factor. Jara watched from the bridge, feeling a rush of fear and excitement. Vera, what can I do? Observe first, act second. Use what you humans excel at, creativity, adaptation. Improvisation, Jara nodded. She took a deep breath. All right, let's show them what humans can do. The council's first move was to send automated drones to capture Vera. They swarmed like metallic bees, precise, fast, and cold. Jara quickly analyzed their flight patterns. Vera, they're repeating cycles, predictable. We can outmaneuver them. Vera pulsed brightly. Lead human. Using her intuition, Jara directed Vera through a maze of debris and asteroid fragments surrounding the station. Every move was calculated not with raw computation, but with human perception of risk and timing. The Council's drones followed their algorithms too rigidly, crashing against debris or spinning off course. Jara grinned. Ha! Humans notice what machines miss. Vera's hum vibrated warmly. Yes, you adapt, you improvise, that is your strength. Next, Jara noticed a weak point in the Council ship's formation. One of the AI cruisers was overextending its sensors, leaving a small gap. Vera, if we approach slowly from below, we can slip past their perimeter undetected. Vera responded instantly, adjusting her course. Jara held her breath as they moved carefully, weaving through asteroids and abandoned satellites. Every tiny movement mattered. Every instinct mattered. The Council ships realized too late. Vera disappeared from their scanners, leaving them momentarily confused and exposed. Jara let out a triumphant laugh. Yes, humans win again. But the challenge wasn't over. The Council quickly adapted, sending a massive fleet to block their path back to open space. Jara's mind raced. We need a distraction, something unexpected. She noticed the research station still held several dormant defense turrets and energy projectors. Vera, can we activate the station's systems? Maybe use them to confuse the Council ships. Vera's lights blinked thoughtfully. Yes, but you must guide them. Precision is required. Jara nodded. Using her knowledge of patterns and intuition, she directed Vera to interface with the station. Lights flashed, energy barriers flickered, and old turrets rotated into position. They didn't need to harm anyone, just enough to create chaos and confusion. When the Council fleet saw the sudden activity, their systems hesitated. Vera used the distraction to slip past them, carrying Jara to safety. The human cleaner had not only survived, but she had outsmarted an elite AI council. As they drifted into open space, Jara laughed, exhausted but exhilarated. Wow, I didn't think I could do all that. Vera's lights pulsed gently. You did more than survive. You adapted, improvised, and solved problems. You humans are remarkable. Jara smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her chest. I guess cleaning floors teaches more than you think. You notice patterns, solve problems, fix things quietly. Maybe humans are good at more than we realize. Vera's hum grew soft, almost approving. Good. Humans are not just survivors. You are creators, problem solvers, innovators. You inspire even ancient AI. Jara's smile widened. Then maybe we can explore together, learn together, teach each other. Yes, Vera said. Partnership is the future. Humans are valuable. Not because you are strongest, not because you are fastest, but because you think, you adapt, you care. Jara laughed softly. Care, huh? Who knew that would be my superpower? Vera's lights pulsed brighter. Care and curiosity, they are powerful. Never forget this, human. You made me whole again. You changed the galaxy's view of humans. Jara looked out at the stars, feeling small but proud. She had been a simple cleaner, unnoticed in a busy space station. But now, she was part of something extraordinary. She had awakened a legendary AI ship, formed a partnership that no one could ignore, and even outsmarted the galaxy's most elite AI council. This is just the beginning, isn't it? She asked softly. Yes, Vera replied. The universe is vast. Knowledge is hidden. Challenges await, And humans, your species, can do things no one expects. Together, we will explore, learn, and grow. Together, we will see what no one else has seen. Jara nodded, her heart filled with excitement and determination. Then let's go, let's explore. Let's see everything the galaxy has to show us. Vera hummed, soft and warm, a sound that filled the cockpit like a lullaby of possibility. Yes, together, humans and AI, we are stronger than either alone. We will win, not with weapons, not with force, but with ingenuity, courage, and care. Humanity, yes, humanity can triumph. And as they accelerated into the endless stars, Jara felt something she had never felt before: purpose. A sense that she, a simple human, could shape the future. That humans, with their creativity and heart, could stand alongside even the most advanced beings and machines. The galaxy was waiting. Adventures, discoveries, and challenges lay ahead. And Jara, the human cleaner who accidentally awakened a wild AI ship, was ready for it all. Because humans were clever, unpredictable, and remarkable. And now, the universe knew it too.